Hey, what's going on, G-Ballers? Today, we have a knife sale to dig into. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome to G-Ball Vision. Let me know down in the comments what you're carrying in your pockets today. We are going to have a knife sale. I'm going to run through all the knives as quickly as possible. Down in the description below the video here, I'm going to have all the information as far as how to contact me, which will be through email only. No comments, no messages. Make sure you shoot me an email, gballvision@outlook.com. It'll be down in the description as far as payment, programs, or apps. Any of the major normal payment apps will work. We can discuss that further through email if needed. If you have dealt with me before, you already know the layout and how everything works. I'm going to ship USPS within the next couple of days, right? This coming week, I will start to ship things out. The list of knives in order that you see them in today's video, they will be down in the description along with the pricing. We're not going to dig into all of that stuff. That way we can keep this as short and sweet as possible. Now, to kick it off with number one here, we are looking at the Kubey Veoce. This is a Magnacut design, and this is a phenomenal knife right here, especially in this premium format. We're looking at 20 CV for the blade steel. You have a fuller and a cutout and a rear flipper for the deployment. The detent on this is beautiful. If you've ever handled Kubey construction, especially the more premium stuff, they do a phenomenal job. We have a full titanium handle, backspacer, and pocket clip. It's all flame anode. And then we have titanium hardware here that has a blue anno on it. And then we have the brother, the Kubey Ruckus here. This is going to also be coming in 20 CV. It is also going to have blue titanium hardware, the tiger stripe finish on the titanium, and another beautiful backspacer. This one has a deep carry clip, and it is going to be reversible on the Veoce. That is right hand carry only. This is going to be a liner lock here, and you have dual thumb studs for the deployment. And as I found out from Sharif, the designer, that is actually not intended to be a front flipper, although it can work. But there's a reason why it is so low and designed the way it is. It's actually just a area for the blade to actually stop inside the handle, or that was the original intent. So that is actually not supposed to be a front flipper. This is just thumb studs only. You do have great access though to that liner with some jimping. Here again, detent is phenomenal on this knife. Nice controlled action, very good size along with the Veoce. I've always considered these two brothers, and from the same designer, that's a great set right here. Next up, we have the Kunw Padre here, and this is going to be coming in Vanex. It has that dark acid wash to the blade, great working finish. We have a cutout and a front flipper for the deployment. Beautiful action on this knife. Titanium handle with the diamond pattern, titanium backspacer, titanium clip. We do have a frame lock here. Great access to the lock bar with a chamfer. The detent on this is equally beautiful as them Kubeys, if not even a little better. Phenomenal size. Great knife right here. Damascus pivot collars really gives this thing a nice pop. This is a phenomenal knife right here. That is the Kunw full-size Padre. Now, if you're looking for some titanium and some S35VN or a high-quality knife, I think I have this really well priced. Like I said, all the pricing is down in the description. This is called the Concept Crew, and I have this thing priced insanely low. We're looking at S35 on that sheep split blade. We have a flipper tab for the deployment here, and you do have a top flipper as well that you can choose to use or not use. I don't typically use it because I don't know that that's actually what it's for, but you can use it on occasion. But flipper tab for the deployment. We have a full titanium handle here. This is a purple finish on the titanium, tie backspacer, matching titanium clip, and then you have all these carbon fiber inlays all over the place. If you really like purple or trying to get your significant other into pocket knives, this would be a great one. I know Ashley tried to take this one from me, but we got to do what we got to do. Next up, we have the OffGrid Knives version 3, the new Scorpion in Magnacut. Best Tech OEM, Magnacut done 63 to 64. Full titanium handle, carbon fiber inlays, a deep carry titanium clip, a titanium filler tab. Carbon fiber is on both sides. Fantastic size, really well built, really well done. Great access to that lock bar there, and we do have a flipper tab for deployment. The detent on this is absolutely beautiful. Typical Best Tech OEM projects, especially on their premium side. This thing is really, really well done. The OffGrid Scorpion V3 in Magnacut. Next up, we have the Kizer Sparrow here, and this bad boy's coming in S35. We have a cutout and rear flipper for the deployment. Beautiful sheep split blade. We have really nicely finished titanium handles here. We have a milled tie clip that is actually reversible here. Great access to the lock bar. Incredibly good action. As somebody who has this knife, it has some of the best detent and pivot action you can get at this price tag. It is so on point. It is not even funny the way they did this half moon hole here. It just works so well. And then that flipper tab works equally good. And I've even seen some people decide to kind of chop that flipper off and just roll with the hole. If you like modification or anything of that nature, that would be a nice project. The Kizer Sparrow. Next up, we have the version 1 Divo Growler here, 14C28N. We have the old original Divo Knives pivot there. Micarta handles, a lower mounted deep carry clip that's recessed, and it is going to be reversible for lefties here. We have that cutout for deployment. The detent on this one is beautiful. The action is phenomenal on this knife. If you have a little bit larger hands, larger fingers, this knife would be perfect for you because you do have that large cutout. But never found an issue with it myself personally. I know they have shrank that hole down a little bit, but I myself never had an issue with it. I've always enjoyed this one here. You have that nice tall drop point blade, beautiful knife, and very affordable. And just to show the blade and the edge on this one, it had some marking on it. I'm not sure what that was, but it was just some smudges on the blade. This thing is beautiful. It's got a nice black wash finish to it, which is a great user finish for a steel. The edge is beautiful. Sharpening choil is on point. Original DVO Knives Growler. Next up, we have the DVO Knives Pony Stout here. We have a sheep's foot blade, and I forget what they did these in. I think it was S90 maybe. And we have a black wash titanium handle, titanium backspacer, and a wire pocket clip that is reversible. This would make a fantastic secondary utility type knife, kind of a gentleman's look almost, or like a new age gent look. And this is exactly what you want to see here. A chamfer and jimping there on that liner. Has beautiful action. Detent is on point. You can thumb and reverse flick this thing all day long. That is the DVO Pony Stout. Next up, we have the Tuya Knives Rackham Jack. This is number 43 out of 100, I believe. We have a beautiful belt satin S90V drop point blade. We have this little nail neck here on both sides, and you can use that for flicking. This is tuned perfectly for that. And then you have this rear flipper tab that has an awkward design to it. But let me tell you what, it just works because the detent is nice and tuned. So when you go to push down on it, it just works really good. Really fires that blade out. We have a contoured titanium handle here with a Sagaha pattern, titanium backspacer, milled tie clip here. That is going to be a right-hand carry only. But if you really like the traditional aesthetic with modern touches, this knife really fills the bill for that. Next up, we have the beautiful Arcane Knives Abyss here. This bad boy has a beautiful acid wash clip point blade, and that is going to be coming in M390. You have this fuller and rear flipper for deployment. Detent is beautiful on this knife. Full titanium handle, backspacer, and pocket clip along with the custom pivot collars. And I believe either Best Tech or Riot did this one. They alternated back then. This one might have been Riot actually. But the Arcane Abyss, if you like that futuristic aesthetic, man, do they do it very well. I whiffed on that one. Next up, we have the Kizer Crest here, and this bad boy is sporting S35 VN steel here, and we have a beautiful harpoon sheep's foot blade. We have multiple ways to deploy it with the studs and rear flipper. The detent is very nice. We have a titanium frame here, titanium frame lock, milled tie clip, titanium backspacer. Beautiful action on this knife. The thumb stud action is fantastic. Very well designed studs. Great placement for the studs. They are behind the cutting edge there, so they're not in the way of your cutting path. And then that flipper tab does work well. I prefer to light switch this one, but the Kizer Crest is a phenomenal mid-size EDC. Next up, we have the Real Steel Hugin here. This bad boy is brand new, never carried. We're looking at a nice drop point blade, satin finish, and these ones came in VG10. Very good stuff from Real Steel. SRM is the OEM behind Real Steel, and they do a phenomenal job, especially on the edges out of the box. They have some of the sharpest edges in the knife industry, in my opinion, and these knives are built to be used. G10 handle with texturing, nice full length G10 backspacer, steel liners, a really nice deep carry clip that is reversible. This knife is completely ambidextrous, so lefties out there can get and carry this knife the way they please. The crossbar lock action is phenomenal, and it just continues to get better and better the more you use this knife, and it's a phenomenal size. Absolutely love Ivan Dragonowicz's Real Steel combination. They do some of the best user knives in the industry. Next up, we have the Tuya Knives Shocker here, and this bad boy's coming in 20 CV. Beautiful satin finish, two-tone satin actually, kind of a harpoon clip drop point. We have a fuller for the deployment. The detent is spectacular on this knife. We have a titanium contoured handle with some milling, titanium backspacer, titanium clip, and this is a frame lock. It is going to be right hand carry only. Man, such a good knife and a mid-size powerhouse with that type of blade shape. Definitely going to be a good worker. Next up, we have the Kaiser Corrant, the version 2, the updated version. This is sporting 154 cm, and then you have a cutout rear and front flipper for deployment. This followed up the Nimble and kind of gave you, I guess, a more affordable option if you really enjoyed multi-deployment. Back then, there wasn't a ton of knives with that in mind. And this is sporting not their standard plunge lock. I actually forget what they referred to this as, but it is a kind of variation of a button plunge lock, but it is a little bit different. It has very good and solid lockup. We have textured frag G10 handles, and we do have recessed steel liners in there. This is a deep carry clip that's recessed, and it is reversible for lefties. The action on this knife for a button lock is really, really good, and all the deployment methods work very well if you're someone who likes to fidget around with your knives, but you want good quality out of it as well. The Cormorant is a unique one. Next up, we have the Kizer Bugai here, and this bad boy right here is going to be coming in 154 cm. You have that bullet cut out into that fuller for deployment here. Really nice contoured micarta handles over top of steel liners. A deep carry clip that's recessed, is reversible for lefties out there. It is going to be a liner lock, and you have great access to this knife. This is another phenomenal mid-size knife that I have always enjoyed. Next up, we have the elusive Kubey Drake, the original titanium version in S90V. This thing is insane. You have a cutout for deployment along with a rear flipper, and as I said with the previous Kubeys, this thing has beautiful action. I mean, it really doesn't get any better than that, especially with that big heavy blade and nose end out here. This thing just has incredible action. Contoured titanium handles, chamfering that is done very, very well. Tie backspacer, milled tie clip, great access to the lock bar. Very, very good action. You can even thumb flick it if you can keep yourself off the lock bar there. But for reverse flick and flippers, man, this thing works great, and it is a phenomenal size. Next up, we have the Arcane Designs Praetheon. Beautiful drop clip point style blade here. We have dual thumb studs and a fuller for deployment along with a front flipper. This one is sporting S35, and we do have a titanium clip and backspacer along with G10 on G10 here. The jade, you can dye that or leave it go. I've always left it go because I enjoy the jade with the black. I'm not a huge jade lover, but in certain instances I enjoy it, and this is one of them with all the black accents. Great access to that liner with a chamfer there, and here again, incredibly good action. Either Riot or Best Tech did the OEMs for this one as well, and there's a lot of aftermarket parts and pieces for these that you can still get. The Arcane Designs Praetheon. Next up, we have the DVO Knives Chaser here, and here again, kind of a spear point, drop point like blade. Beautiful belt satin, S90V, flipper tab for deployment, and it's nice and minimal, works very well. Tiger stripe ano on the titanium handle with micro milling. Very simple on the hardware construction. Milled tie clip, titanium backspacer. The titanium clip is going to be reversible here, and this is going to be an inset liner lock. Beautiful access to that liner. Kevin and Colin always put out phenomenal models. The DVO Chaser. Next up, we have the Artisan Cutlery Aryan. This is a drop point, beautiful belt satin finish, RPM 9 on the blade steel. Really nice micarta handles, micarta backspacer, has a hidden lanyard post, and then we are looking at a recessed deep carry clip that is right hand only. Another knife with a fantastic blade shape and a great size, the Artisan Cutlery Aryan. Next up, we have the Kubey Knives Momentum here, and this is going to come with a drop clip point blade, dual thumb studs, and a front flipper for the deployment. Coming in D2 steel. This has amazing action for a more inexpensive knife. The studs are placed really well so you can get a ton of leverage. We have G10 handles. We have open construction with a couple of standoffs, steel liners, a deep carry clip that is going to be reversible. Really good access to the liner there, and as you can see, the action is pretty much flawless on this knife. Next up, we have the Kizer drop bear here, and I don't know what they classified these as, kind of like not an exclusive per se, but a special edition, I guess. We have a spear point blade with a PVD coating, nice row of jimping, Nitro V, dual thumb studs, crossbar lock, clutch lock, and that is going to be adjustable. You have several slots that you can adjust the tension to. This one has steel liners with the skeleton imprint there, and we do have a deep carry clip that is reversible. For a clutch lock or crossbar lock, this knife has fantastic action. The drop bear is one of the most popular designs of the last couple of years. Next up, we have the QSP Canary here, and we are looking at a lighter weight, mid-size knife from QSP. We have a 14C 28N stonewash blade, dual thumb studs for the deployment, a nice sleek carry. I have the crossbar lock version, and I'm hanging on to that one. Absolutely love it. Deep carry clip that is reversible. You do have a filler tab there. Textured G10 handles. Just a great cutting tool. Not real expensive, but you're going to be getting a lot for your money, as you always have from QSP. Next up, we have the Kubey Dugu here, and this is in 14C 28N. Beautiful drop point Tanto blade. We have a cutout and rear flipper for the deployment. Nice snappy action. All the forms of deployment work well. JG10 with the black hardware here again. Deep carry clip that is reversible. You have great access to the liner there. And this is another one of Kubey's better mid-size budget knives. Next up, we have the Kubey Knives Chaser, or infamously known as the 122. I've always considered this knife, in some ways, if you didn't want to drop the money on a Spyderco or didn't quite have the money to do so, but you wanted kind of that feel of one, this kind of always reminded me of a budget Spyderco. We are looking at that leaf-shaped low-tip blade cut out for deployment, coming in D2. That is the only form of deployment on this knife. We have textured G10, steel liners, great access to the liner lock there, deep carry clip that is reversible. In Kubey's early days, they put out some of the best budget knives on the planet, and they still have some of the best budget knives on the planet. They have made iteration after iteration of this knife, and the 122 is very popular. Next up, we have the Koobie Royal here, and this is a CM design called Mason Pierre. We are going to be looking at 14C 28N here for the blade steel. We have a cutout, and we have a front flipper tab for the deployment. Really snappy action on this feller. You can use the cutout on the thumb and reverse flick. We have some really nice G10 here. We have a lanyard hole, great access to the liner, deep carry clip, very deep, and that is going to be reversible. Trying to figure out what that is there. And let me see. Almost looks like a little nick out of the front of the blade there. There, yeah, you can see it there. Not quite sure what that is. I'll see if I can clean that. But anyway, the Kubey Royal. Fantastic budget knife. Next up, we have the Kooob Hide, another CM design calling Mason Pierre. 14C 28N on that drop point blade. Here again, we have a cutout you can access from both sides. You also have that top front flipper tab, which does work very well. We have textured G10 here, open construction with a couple of standoffs. Nice steel liners, a deep carry clip, and that is going to be reversible for lefties out there. The Kubey Hide, another fantastic budget Koobie. Next up, we have the Artisan Cutlery Prime here, and this bad boy, I've always thought this was the ultimate utility gent knife, because you're all business in the front, but then on the back, you got the working side, right? You have micro milled titanium there with a titanium clip and backspacer, dual thumb studs for the deployment. This thing has beautiful action. You have that contoured micarta show side here. Nice sharpening choil. Really, really well designed. Great access to the lock bar with a chamfer. And as you can see, the closing action and opening action is beautiful on this knife here. Love the Artisan Cutlery Prime. A great gentleman user, in my opinion. Next up, we have another one coming in from Asher Knives, and this little beast here has a really traditional look to it. We have that kind of clip point blade, almost like a clip drop. S35VN on the blade steel here. We have a fuller and a rear flipper for deployment, and this thing has an addictive action to it. Really nice detent. The flipper is very well executed, and you can get in there for a reverse flick off that fuller, unless your fingers are really massive or you don't have good dexterity, but you can get in there and get on that fuller. But this is a rear flipper that has a fuller, right? So not technically the way to open this, but no thumb flicking, but you can reverse flick it if you have the talent. More so a rear flipper and S35VN with contour G10, G10 backspacer, and a nice deep carry clip there. This is a great little traditional looking modern knife. Next up, we got the CJRB Perfect Locust project. We have a spear point blade and S90V. Really nice disc here for deployment. This is going to be a prototype from CJRB. We have a aluminum bolster, carbon fiber onlay on both sides, a milled tie clip, and then we have the gold anodized steel liners here. S90V though, and you combine that with a really fun and addictive action. This thing is a great little gentleman user that has that traditional aesthetic to it here as well, in my opinion. It's got like a mixture of traditional and modern touches, and that milled clip is reversible. You have a milled titanium filler tab here for lefties. Next up, the Ferra Monster Urban Grip, baby. M390 done 60 to 62. If you enjoy really well done front flippers, this one will be the one for you. Really well designed, comes up nice and high over the top of the frame, which is exactly what we want to see. It's got a nice strong detent, which is perfect because front flippers require a good strong detent, and you can do all the front flipper things your little heart desires with this guy. Full titanium handle, backspacer, and pocket clip that is really well done. And then you have a carbon fiber inlay on both sides. No branding all over the blade and all over the knife. You just have their little logo there on the pivot. And if you're not familiar with Ferra Monster, they are and have been an OEM for a long, long time for major knife companies. I won't mention which ones, but they have decided to, a year and a half ago, go out and make their own knives and their own brand. So they are an OEM for many companies out there. They have just been behind the scenes, and it really shows even on their earliest models. Next up, we have the Gavko Drop Nurse here, and this bad boy has a beautiful satin finish sheepsfoot blade, and these are going to be coming in S35VN. I think We Knives was the OEM for these, and I'll tell you what, This has some of the, it feels like it's rolling on glass. That is how smooth this knife feels when you open and close it. Beautiful action off the cutout and that flipper. I know some people have cut that flipper off and just opted for the cutout, which is not a bad idea either. But I've always enjoyed that flipper, especially if I don't mess it up. The push button action, it's just really smooth, really clean. Full titanium handle here, and obviously this is based off the Nurse Shark. We have a titanium clip there, kind of a combo of a deep carry milled clip. You have this flare here, not your standard milled clip, I should say, and then a nice big standoff there on the butt end that you could use for a lanyard if you wish. That is the Gavko Nurse. Good luck finding one of those anywhere. Next up, we got the Vero Engineering Axon liner lock here. M390, beautiful sheep's foot blade, stonewash finish, front flipper, and you have a window on both sides. Detent is beautiful on this knife here. Full length titanium backspacer, which makes this knife a ergonomic dream in the hand, combined with that really nice milled titanium clip there. Just works so well. Vero Engineering definitely has made a name for themselves, and the Axon was probably a couple years ago their most popular model, but still remains one of my favorites. And next up, we got the Christensen Knife Works Riot OEM Maverick S. This bad boy is amazing. We have a beautiful sheep's foot blade, hollow ground, M390 with a Riot build. This thing is beautiful. Full Zircuti hardware kit here with the thumb studs, the pivot collars on both sides, the pocket clip, and the geared backspacer over top of titanium liners. We have these beautiful contoured micarta handles. This is definitely a prize piece and is a very expensive knife and resells for a pricey penny. I love the Maverick S, but sometimes things can move on and should move on if they can. That'll wrap this one up. All the information for all the knives that you've seen in today's video will be down in the description. I got the prices as low as makes any sense. They are very reasonable across the board with maybe one exception, and that's because it's an expensive knife that you cannot get anywhere anymore. That is the Maverick S right here. Like I said, you can shoot me an email, gballvision@outlook.com, and all the information for these knives will be down in the description, along with which ways and how to get a hold of me, what apps we use, all that sort of thing. Feel free, if you have any questions, you can leave a comment for any questions. Leave a comment for what you're carrying today, but I'd rather not do business through the comment section, so just shoot me an email. It keeps things organized and simpler. That way everything is right there in the email for me. That way when it comes time for shipping, it is nice and easy. Hope you guys had an awesome day today. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'm going to put up a couple of videos on your screen. Go check out the one you haven't seen yet because it is a killer video and they're popping up on your screen right now. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That way you can get notified when I release sale videos or any other knife and EDC content, which I do every single day. So make sure you ring that bell. That way it does give you a notification. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for being here. Love you all. Talk to you later.